Have you ever wondered why your neighbor's apiary, located just a few hundred meters away, produces significantly higher yields than yours, even though you have the same bees, the same equipment, and the same forage? The reason is not luck, nor some secret trick. The reason is invisible conditions that affect bees every single day, yet most beekeepers never notice them. Today we are talking about the climate and microclimate of the apiary, factors that often determine whether bees will thrive or merely struggle to survive. In the previous episode, we discussed location assessment and why the wrong order is the biggest mistake in beekeeping. Today, we go one step further. If location assessment is a way of thinking, then climate and microclimate are what that assessment must recognize in real space. When beekeepers say that a year is climatically bad, they usually mean the macroclimate, temperatures and rainfall we see in the weather forecast. That is something we cannot influence. But microclimate is something completely different. Microclimate is what happens in the immediate vicinity of the hive, in a zone just a few dozen centimeters around it. Differences there can be enormous, even within the same village. Microclimate does not change suddenly. It acts quietly and persistently for days and months. That is why beekeepers often fail to connect it with problems they see later. Poor spring development, higher food consumption, or frequent winter losses are rarely linked to the place where the hives stand. Yet this is exactly where microclimate has the greatest impact. Bees do not react to one cold day or one rainy night. They react to the accumulation of small, unfavorable conditions repeated day after day. Wind is one of the most underestimated microclimate factors. When wind hits the hive directly, it removes heat and forces bees to spend additional energy just to maintain the basic temperature of the cluster. That energy comes from honey. The stronger and longer the wind, the faster reserves are consumed, and the more the colony becomes exhausted. A well-protected apiary does not stop the air completely, but it breaks its force and prevents direct hits. The problem with microclimate is that its effects are never immediate. A colony does not collapse because one day was cold or windy. It weakens because the same unfavorable conditions repeat day after day. The beekeeper sees the consequence but not the cause. Sun is an important ally of bees, but only if used properly. Morning sun helps bees activate earlier and start working sooner. However, if the hive is exposed to strong midday sun without protection, overheating occurs. Bees then spend enormous amounts of energy and water on cooling instead of collecting nectar. The ideal microclimate means morning sun and afternoon protection. Humidity may be the most dangerous factor because the beekeeper often cannot see it. A sunny day can create a false sense of safety while cold, damp air remains near the ground and around the hive. In such conditions, bees spend energy not only on heating, but also on constantly drying the hive interior. That is a double loss. If this way of thinking helps you look differently at your apiary and recognize problems before they become visible, subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Your support allows us to build this series systematically, step by step. Bees are master engineers. They maintain a stable brood temperature regardless of external conditions. Every disturbance of microclimate means extra work, extra consumption, and higher risk. When a beekeeper does not understand microclimate, they often blame the queen, diseases, or genetics, while the real problem lies in the space surrounding the hive. Climate is changing. Extremes are becoming more frequent, and that is why understanding microclimate is becoming a fundamental skill of the modern beekeeper. It is not enough to have good bees and good equipment. Bees thrive only where the environment allows them to spend energy on development, not on fighting conditions. Microclimate is the foundation, but there is a factor inseparably connected to it: water. In the next episode, we will talk about water as a location factor and why it is the energy source most often underestimated by beekeepers. We will see how humidity, condensation, and water availability directly affect colony strength and yields. See you in the next video.